Hey YouTube, it's Marita and welcome to another edition of the Nurse Lounge. In this edition, we're going to talk about direct entry programs. This was a topic that was suggested to me by a watcher, subscriber, whoever, and I had to do some research first before I come to you. She just wanted to simply know what was my thoughts or opinions on these direct entry programs. So if you want to see what I'm even talking about, what is a direct entry program and my thoughts on it, stay tuned. All right, we are back. My name is Dr. Marita P. I'm a registered nurse. I've been a nurse for 16 and a half years. My specialty is OB/GYN, well, baby nursery. And I am a nurse educator, associate professor at a HBCU, and I am doctorally prepared. So there we have it. That's my credentials thus far. Let's dive into this person's question question. So the direct question actually reads, I'm looking at my computer. So her question was, can you please talk about direct entry MSN programs? These are programs that she says you get your RN during the program and work while you're in the program. So I'm going to talk about what they are. And then, of course, I'm going to give you my opinion regarding them. And some of y'all going to try to come for me and I ain't even here for it. So let's just go ahead and put that out there right now. I ain't even here for it. Because I've worked with some of these people who come out with being nurse practitioners or whatever it happens to be. So anyway, let's go ahead and talk about it. All right, so let me go ahead and give you a definition first of what direct entry program means. So a direct entry MSN program is designed to quickly and efficiently help students enter the nursing profession without earning a bachelor's degree in nursing. These accelerated programs build upon a student's previous education to potentially save time and money. So this is basically what it is. They're not getting a BSN in nursing. They're not getting a bachelor's in nursing, but they do take nursing classes. So they just don't get the MSN. They still have to take, it's kind of like a bridge program, but it's a bridge from another bachelor's degree. So you already have to have a bachelor's degree already to get into this program. So you just can't come in with an associate's or anything less or nothing and get into this direct entry program. You have to have a bachelor's in something else. And I'm not sure the bachelor's has to be, does it have to be science related? I don't think it does. I think it just can be a bachelor's in anything else. Because I know teachers who've come over from being in education straight into nursing, they come in this way. Or sometimes they just second career students and they'll just go get a bachelor's degree anyway and become a nurse. Now, I personally have worked with someone who she had a degree in biology. She had a degree in biology and she went to Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt is a private school here in Nashville, Tennessee, that had a program like this, a direct entry program. And she went from her biology degree and went to this direct entry program and came out as a nurse practitioner. I forgot what I think it was family FNP, I think. But she came out as a nurse practitioner. Now, these are my thoughts, okay? And yes, they do take the RN classes. They do take the baccalaureate classes that we take. They just don't get a degree for it. So it's the same as if people who go from the BSN to the DNP, as an example, they take MSN classes. They just don't get a degree for it typically. So they do take RN classes. So let's not forget that. But and then they come out with their master's degree and whatever. Now, this is how I feel about it. If that what works for you, that was a technique or a strategy that's being used to definitely help with the nursing shortage. That's why we do it. Okay, it helps with the nursing shortage. It allows people who want to get into nursing from another degree or profession to come in here more seemingly, less time and less money. Now, I have mixed feelings on it because honestly, the one person who I've seen who has done this degree, she was subpar. And I can't say she was I don't know if she was subpar because she's just a subpar nurse or if she was subpar because of the fact that she went through this route. To me, as a nurse, there's something about saying that I've been through the trenches. So I went to nursing school for those years for nursing. We went to clinicals. Now, I'm pretty sure that they probably have clinicals and things like that. Let me check and see something real quick. So yeah, it's basically an accelerated MSN program. It's the same thing. So they're also referred to, accelerated MSN programs are referred to direct entry nursing programs. These innovative nursing degrees combine the BSN and MSN in about 4 years of study by using credits earned in a non-nursing degree and only focus on nursing requirements. So my thing is, they do have clinical, I do believe. I do believe in that those 4 years they have to have clinical. Actually, I know they have clinical. However, I just find that to go to the MSN level, to me, to be advanced practice, you should have been working in the field. And I'll actually put the other video about a pet peeve of mine. I think I did it recently on issues I have with people who don't go into, they go directly into school again right after getting their BSN, and they don't work as a nurse and then think they want to come out to be a practitioner of some sort. Like you haven't did anything. You have no experience. And honestly, that's the same thing I feel about the MSN, these kind of bridge programs, is that, okay, yes, you haven't been through the trenches, so to speak. It's something about nursing school, to me. It's something about nursing school that I have actually went to these classes. We went through the trenches. We went to all the clinicals. Then we actually, got licensed as a registered nurse. And then we went on to prep to work to get our experience. And then we went back to get our master's if we decided we want to go back to school. To each their own on that. However, with this one, I think you just come out with a master's degree, but you still have to be RN licensed. So you still get an RN license. And I think you do have to sit for a board. So this program provides a straight path to become a professional nurse while awarding an advanced degree at the same time. So yeah, you have to go sit for the board still. But you typically come out, so you basically, I'm looking at other programs. A direct entry master's in nursing is students with a non-nursing degree who would like to pursue a career as a registered nurse or advanced practice nurse. Advanced practice nurses include practitioners, midwives, nurse anesthetists, and clinical nurse specialists. So these people are advanced practice, which means they have a license to do even something else. You have to have a license for anesthesia. You have to have a license for midwifery. You have to have a license to be a practitioner. And the CNS, the clinical nurse specialist, I'm not sure, but you probably have to have something, a certification or something for that as well. So my concerns are this. If you are going to school and you are only going to get your MSN, you will get your RN because you have to go take the boards. But again, you haven't really practiced as a registered nurse. You haven't really practiced as a registered nurse. You come out as a practitioner or come out with a master's degree and you go sit for that. You have to sit for your RN too. But I'm just saying, tell me how that makes, can people do it? Yes. But the nurse I'm talking about specifically, there were things we were talking about that we had that, maybe things we dealt with in the hospital that went completely over her head because she can't relate. And when you can't relate, you sometimes can't put the whole puzzle piece together. So when we're talking about running codes and doing rapid responses and things like that, you all know what that means. You know what a rapid response is. You know what doing a code is. Even if you haven't did it, you've heard of the term and the lingo, and you've probably seen a code a time or two in the hospital setting, depending on where you work. These people have not done that if they do not go into practice as a registered nurse first. So if they don't want to practice as a registered nurse, they just skip that altogether besides getting the actual license and go to the master's level. What can you do for me? What can you do for me when you've never been a registered nurse in terms of actually working as a registered nurse? So comment below if you know someone or if you happen to be someone who has went to a direct entry program and tell me how that actually works. Again, the person that I'm referring to, I only have one person that I know who's done that route, and she is not the representative or the poster child for this program. I can tell you that right now. She does not understand or does not get basic nursing concepts because they're teaching nursing, yes, but it's accelerated. So they're hitting the highlights. And when you go to nursing school, you hit the highlights in a different way, but you are more focused in that time period because you're not trying to cram a whole 2 or 4 year degree for a BSN, because you have your prereqs, keep in mind, and then you have your actual nursing courses, and then you actually graduate and you go work as a nurse, a registered nurse first. And again, if they actually go to work as a registered nurse first, and then at least for a year or two, and then they actually go then after that and work as their license is, or their advanced practice, whatever happens to be, then yeah, I could see that working. I could really see that working. But my issue for me personally is they come in and they do, with this kind of program, they come in, they do the few years. So you could have a degree, a 4-year degree in art, as an example. So if you have a 4-year degree in art, there's nothing in that art degree, very little, that's preparing you to be a nurse. So you typically, to graduate, you do have to take a science of some sort. Typically, you have to take an English of some sort, a math of some sort. But to take a class in art, if art is your major and you got a 4-year degree in art, and then you have to come over to nursing, keep this in mind too. You're going to have to probably take some prerequisites still first. So it's not really as cut and dry as they make it seem, because that whole 4-year degree is not going to transfer over into nursing. If you haven't taken statistics, as an example, you haven't taken anatomy and physiology 1 and 2, if that's how you do it. You haven't taken some classes. Some schools require you to take microbiology. I had to take that. Some people require you to take chemistry. I had to take that. Some people make you take just pathophysiology alone. I didn't take that because I took A&P 1 and 2. But if you don't have any of those things in your art degree, in your music degree, in your English degree, in your history degree, if you don't have those kind of classes, statistics is one that you usually have to take. You're going to still have to take a lot of prerequisites first. I just don't see them letting you into a master's level, entry level program and not having those core foundations as a prerequisite, even before you take the science, the nursing RN classes. Because keep in mind, for nursing school, the A&P, the microbiology, the statistics, all those classes are foundation courses for the RN program. For RN program. So if they're foundation courses for an RN program, and you don't have to take those courses, you're going to be just totally lost. I don't see that working like that. So I'm sure you still have to take those prereqs too. So where it says 4 years here in the definition to combine the MSN and the BSN and the MSN together, you may have to take 5 or 6 years, because you may have to take all those prereqs, because maybe the major that you had did not actually prepare you for that. So you have to go take all those prereqs, because here's an example. I did a bachelor's degree and then I turned around and got another bachelor's degree in nursing. So I didn't do that kind of program. So I got a bachelor's in psychology, and then I got a bachelor's in nursing, and then I went on to my master's in nursing education. So with that being said, I still had prereqs that I had to do to transfer over to that BSN program. So I had, from my whole psychology degree, they took my statistics classes. I took statistics and psychology, but I still needed 2 chemistries and a microbiology to be even accepted fully into the nursing program. So I graduated in May of 2002, and that summer of 2002, if you know how summer sessions work, you know they're very short. So in that summer session of 2002, I took 2 chemistry classes, their lab, and I took the micro and its lab, and then I started nursing school in August of 2002. So graduated in May, June, July, went to summer school to take those classes, started in August. If I hadn't passed those classes, I would not have been fully accepted into the nursing program that August. So still, keep that in mind too. If you're thinking about doing a direct entry program, I would say definitely do your research. If you have already a biology degree or a pre-med, or you're doing something where you've already taken a lot of these classes, then I think you may be better off than someone who has a degree in something far off from any kind of science. So anything far, like psychology really helps me with nursing. However, I still have to take those prereqs. So with that in mind, I took again, what I just told you, so the micro and the chemistries and the labs and stuff like that to prepare me for nursing school, because I already took A&P. And if you watch any of my other videos, I've told you I took A&P 3 times, both sections, because I didn't have my life together at all at that point in time in my life. 3 times, both sections. So you have to know the foundation, the basics, in order to be able to move on to something advanced practice. So that's my 2 cents. This is more opinion based, to be honest with you. So anybody who did this program, feel free to comment below how it worked for you, because I'm actually intrigued and interested in it. I just don't have a good example of somebody who has done it and who is a good nurse. Because the thing is, because she never worked in a hospital setting and she went straight to advanced practice, she has no idea what being a nurse is really like. Truth be told, yes, she has the credentials. She has RN behind her name. She has whatever her other credentials are for her master's level. But she has no idea about what being a nurse truly is because she hasn't been a nurse, in my mind. Just because you have a license don't mean a thing. Not to me. Do you all want somebody who's advanced practice who ain't never practiced as a nurse first? And it goes back to the same video that I was just telling you about, how people do go to school. They go to school to be a RN, but then they don't practice at all, and they go straight to the MSN program to be a nurse practitioner with no foundation for working. So that's the issue that I have with that program, direct entry programs or accelerated MSN programs. So if that's something that you're interested in doing, please do your research. Please know what program you're coming from, what bachelor's degree you're coming from before you make a jump like that. And just know that from a nurse, as a nurse myself, who have been to nursing school, who has worked on the floor for 16 years as a nurse, you will, if you don't have any bedside experience, you will be trash to your patients when you become advanced practice and you ain't worked bedside. And that's just facts. That's just facts. There's no way you can convince me. Now, mind you, if you know one person, they are the exception, not the rule. So again, no need to come over here for that. If you know someone who does exceptionally well and has not had any bedside experience and whatever, okay, that's fine. But they are the exception, not the rule. You cannot convince me otherwise that person can come out here, be a registered nurse, go take care of patients at the advanced level practice with an old art degree. And they took they took the prereqs, they took the nursing classes, and yes, they go to a few clinicals, and yes, they see a few patients. But guess what? We in COVID right now, right? If you're watching this video, it's 2021. COVID started in 2019. We went through the whole COVID of 2020. Now we're in 2021. But if you watch this video in the future, 2022, 2023, that's what's happening. Time stamp for this year. That's what's happening right now. A lot of our schools don't even have clinical right now because the students cannot go to the hospital setting. So that's even more detrimental in that program. If they can't go to the hospital setting and not get any hands-on experience, which most students cannot, they're going to simulation lab or they're doing a virtual clinical online. I know that because I teach at various institutions. And I have colleagues at various institutions who are saying they're not doing clinical as well. So there are some schools doing clinical, because I actually teach at one who's going to clinical, but they're cutting their clinical hours in half, meaning that they still go to clinical, maybe one or two rotations, and that is it. They're not going for their full rotation in that particular specialty area. They're doing the rest of their clinicals virtual or in the simulation lab. So with that being said, they are still limited on the exposure they're getting to patients. They're limited all the way around. So again, we're in COVID right now. So if we got that going on right now at this level, imagine what's going on in the master's level. You haven't had any, your degrees in art, your degrees in education, your degrees in history, your degrees in music theater or theater, whatever it happens to be, and you want to come get a master's degree in nursing. Those are my thoughts. Those are my thoughts, purely based off of what I have seen, what I've seen come out of those kind of programs. And Vanderbilt is a well-known institution that's good for higher learning. However, again, it could be the program or it could be that nurse who's just no good. I don't know. But I wouldn't trust her to take care of my dog because of the fact she has no foundation. And again, like I said, there's times where I told you about rapid response. You all know what that is. I told you all about code. You all know what that is. I don't care if you are in nursing school. You know what a code is. You may not have attended one, but you've heard of a code. She's never worked, this person I'm talking about never worked as a CNA, tech, no nothing. Just a straight biology degree where they took, she probably took some physics, some biology, some microbiology. She probably took a few classes that kind of carried over. But again, she has no foundation. So someone comment below if you know somebody who actually did a program like that, who you feel is a really sound, good nurse because she or he went to this program and doing very well. Some people do catch on very, very fast, but I still feel like personally, from nurse to nurse, that you really need someone who is foundationally strong with nursing skills, somebody who's strong in critical thinking, someone who's strong in clinical judgment, someone who is skilled in clinical reasoning, someone who has time management, someone who has prioritization, organizational skills, someone who's self-directed, someone who can prioritize. Can you do all those things when you don't have a foundation already? So those are my 2 cents on this. What do you think about the whole direct entry MSN or accelerated MSN program? Comment those below. Let's have a talk. Let's chat in the comments per usual. Please follow me on IG. My handle is on the screen. Also, your girl's on TikTok now. Just joined TikTok the other day. I don't know what that's going to be about, to be honest with you, in terms of whether it's going to be fitness, nursing. I think I'm going to have a little bit of everything on there. So follow me on TikTok if you choose. The handle is on the screen as well. My email's in the description box below. So if you need to email me. Also, trying to get this channel to 2K. I'm saying this on every video because I need you all to comment, like, subscribe, and yes, share. So I need you to do that because once we get to 2K, and we will get there this year, we are going to start going live. And that basically means I'm going to be answering your nursing questions about anything related to nursing. If you want to know what I did in a certain situation when I was going to nursing school, I'm here to tell you that. If you want to know what the best maybe route to do when it comes to, should I drop this class? Should I keep this class? Oh, I'm making a C in it. What do you think I should do? I can answer that for you. So we want to have this live Q&A. I'm hoping to have this up and going by March, to be honest with you. This is January. Maybe it might be April or so. I plan to come on here once per week or every other week, depending on my work schedule, to come on live with you all and chat with you about your nursing questions. So if you want to see that happen, somebody who needs to know, who wants to be a nurse and needs to know what's going on in nursing, then definitely help this channel grow. So thank you for watching this video today. Comment anything you want to comment in the box below. As usual, take care. Bye-bye.